and there was a buzz, amazing buzz. Zimbabwe things are going to begin to happen rather. And I was one of those people that stood up first of all, perhaps the first people that stood up and said, give Emmerson Mnangagwa a chance, and how wrong I was. But why did I say that? I say that because I said, this man has sat in the same room with Robert Mugabe. He's seen what Robert Mugabe did in the country. Maybe he's really interested in turning things around. Point number one. Point number two, this man played a role as far as Gukurahundi is concerned, the massacre of over 20,000 people in Matabeleland. Maybe it's time for him to make amends for that. So I was generous in my spirit as a God-fearing man that this man was about to do a turnaround. Again, was I disappointed. I was actually approached and agreed to serve in the Presidential Advisory Council. So I've been, as I've said, at close range with the President, advising him on a number of issues. But I've since retired, stepped down, because I can see this thing is not going to end well. I think the lesson that we've gotten, all of us, is that anybody who embarks on a coup does not usually do so because they want to promote democracy, widen economic prosperity, and so forth. The people that launched the coup in Zimbabwe were interested in protecting their small personal interests, ethnic interests, business interests, and economic interests. It was not for the benefit of everybody else, and we are seeing it in terms of from what has been happening since 2017. So what has been happening? We have seen, we thought Robert Mugabe was bad, but sadly, President Mnangagwa has shown an amazing degree of doing things worse than Robert Mugabe ever did. Perhaps the most frightening thing that President Mnangagwa has done is the mutilation of our constitution and the capture of our judiciary. If there's anything that frightens me right now, is that. Alec was sharing with you the fact that when they took away my passport, I went to court and fought in the confidence that there would be a judiciary that will argue my case, and rather that will listen to my case fairly, and I would win the case. Indeed that happened. They took away my citizenship. I got lawyers to fight. I got my citizenship back because there was a judiciary that was professional. That is no longer the case, and that frightens me. Zimbabwe, good people, has become what Darren Acemoglu and James Robinson, the authors of Why Nations Fail, they have a new book right now called The Narrow Corridor, and it has become what is called a paper Leviathan. And this is a government that is, one, unable to provide public services, unable